Coach, tell us a little bit about your experience as a D2 head coach here at Pittsburgh State and what you've enjoyed during your time as a coach. Also, a little bit about your story on how you got here and how you've stayed and continue to have a lot of success, winning at least 2 national championships for one indoor track and one outdoor track, one with the women and one with the men. Just tell us a little bit about your story.
Yeah, I've had a great experience here as a former head coach, or as a head coach, now former head coach. Some of that was in the NAIA days. Most of it was as us being a member of Division II. So good perspective on both of those. And I actually was a student athlete here when we were in NAIA school prior to the time that I became a coach. So head coach since the fall of 1986, and then in the fall of 1989, I believe my memory serves me correctly, is when we moved to Division II. And it was a pretty dramatic change. We appreciate all the structure in Division II that we still enjoy to this day. Sometimes we think it's too much structure, but that structure was welcome way back in 1989 when we moved from the NAIA. And the higher meaning that championships had in Division II, and still keeping the balance. That's what's so beautiful about Division II. It's not win at all costs attitude. At least we like to think that that's how we think. Balance in the lives of these student athletes has always been really important, and that is definitely a cornerstone of the philosophy of Division II. And I think we at Pitt State live that. But my experience has been an awesome one as like I said, in the age of the dinosaurs, as a student athlete and as a coach. Just been blessed to be able to coach at my alma mater and really enjoy the Division II philosophy and level of competition.
Leading on to talking about a quality experience at the championship level, Pittsburgh State has been blessed with a remarkable indoor facility, the Plaster Center, which has allowed us to host a couple of NCAA Division II national championships. We are having and going to be hosting it a third time coming up in about a month. Tell us a little bit about what that means as a coach, but also what a quality experience is at that high of a caliber of a level for our student athletes and other coaches across the country.
Yeah, we'll actually be hosting our 4th Division II National Championship. We hosted in 2016, the very first year that the building, the beautiful Robert W. Plaster Center with that wonderful Harvey Dean track inside it, was opened. We got the bid for that. We were awarded the bid before we even broke ground on the project. So a lot of confidence in Pittsburgh State, I think, in that regard. So we hosted 3 championships and have another one, as you mentioned, coming up really in just a couple of weeks here, a couple of weeks from this coming weekend. And it's crucially important, I think, critically important for us to really do a great job of hosting this championship. And it's like a 12-ring circus with a whole bunch of moving parts when you host a national track and field championship, indoor or outdoor. So we rely on a lot of volunteers. Obviously, all the other parts that are in there with officiating and things like that are important as well. The facility is key, without question. We wouldn't have an opportunity to host this without that facility. That goes without saying, I think, but definitely true. And so these student athletes are at the very center of our focus when we think about hosting national championships. We want to get that part right, that perspective right, but we want the fans, all the parents and the fans that come, also to have a great experience and for everybody to have great memories when they walk away, whether they get on the podium or not.
Markelo, tell us a little bit about your path as a Division II student athlete. You were able to compete at the University of Arkansas Monticello. I know the Boll Weevils are the men's side and the women's side are called the Cotton Blossoms. But tell us a little bit about how your experience as a D2 athlete and your time there at UAM led you to pursue a graduate assistant position here at Pitt State as a volleyball coach, and what that means to you.
I originally played junior college first, and then I wanted to further my athletic career, so I transferred Division II at UAM, and it was a great experience. I loved the community. I loved that it was small, and I loved that I had the opportunity to make an impact there. And along my way there, I said, hey, I love this thing, so I want to go ahead and further my career.
You had time to work in the department, is that correct?
I did. So my junior and senior year, I entered the administration side of it. So I was a student assistant in the athletic office. Ran into a former employee here at Pitt State who had went to UAM, and he told me about this awesome place. And I said, okay, let's do it. So I've been here for 2 years, and I am furthering my education, getting my master's degree in sports and leisure service management, and looking to further my career in collegiate volleyball.
So to add on to that, you and I have talked about, career starting off at UAM as an administrative help within the athletic department and kind of leading to a graduate assistant position with Pitt State, learning the game of volleyball from a coaching side. Yeah. It's definitely different than when you were a student athlete here, but now something you want to pursue professionally. Tell us a little bit about about, why you're looking into opportunities at the D2 level.
Well, I love this level. You get tough competition. You still get a good, healthy balance between work and your personal life and your sports life. And I just love the athletes here. I love that they can focus at a good rate and a good pace on their academics as well as their athletic success. And I just love being able to make the connection with these young people and help them further their careers and their hopes and their dreams.
So Cotton Blossom, Gorilla, who knows what's next?
Who knows what's next, right?
Zeke, you grew up not far from Pittsburgh, Kansas, in Carl Junction, Missouri. Can you tell us a little bit about your D2 experience from when you started to get recruited, the process, and what made you decide to compete in football at the MIAA for the conference and the D2 level?
Growing up, I've always been around here. I've always been to games, tailgated, because my brother played here. My dad also played before here, and he's in the Hall of Fame here. And just watching them go through the D2 thing and just talking about me to what I needed. And they kind of pushed me to just play at the highest level that I could, at any level I wanted to. And they supported me. They didn't care if I came to Pitt or not, but I just liked the tradition here, and we got a tradition of winning and being successful. And I wanted to be a part of the legacy that my brother and dad laid out for me. And it's just a really cool experience. Getting recruited was a really cool experience too, because I had a bunch of different people coming in and talking to me, and just meeting a bunch of people and coaches. And coming to Pitt State was one of the best decisions I've made. I've met a lot of new people. Some of my best friends are here, and just get to hang out with them and pretty much have a new family here. And being from Carl Junction, it's just cool that I have such a widespread community of support around here, that all my friends, family, all that, they can come and watch if they want to, and just all the support's awesome.
Zeke, you've been serving as a member of the SAC committee representing football. One of the national D2 partnerships is with Make-A-Wish Foundation, and I know as a SAC member we've been putting on fundraisers and trying to support that initiative. Can you tell us a little bit about what we've done recently and also the last few years to kind of benefit that good cause?
With the Make-A-Wish and the fundraisers we've been doing, it's mainly the Gorillas Got Talent. It's where all the teams and everything come up with the talent for a talent show, like dancing, tricks, just any type of skit or anything like that. This year and in the past years, football has always danced, and we've always won. And we like to hold that title and have it as bragging rights. And if you were lucky enough to be there, you got to see a big guy like me do the splits, and it was pretty great, out of the blue type of deal. And we like doing it because it supports the Make-A-Wish, and we just want to show our support as much as we can and get as many donations to support all the kids for the Make-A-Wish program.
Emily, tell us a little bit about how you got to Pittsburgh State, coming from Pueblo, Colorado, probably something that was a little bit different than the schools in the state. Tell us about how you got recruited here, why you chose Pittsburgh State to come to school, and what that meant to you and your family.
So Coach Gomez, the head volleyball coach here at Pitt, used to be the head coach of my hometown. I grew up playing for her, so camps and club ball, just playing for her. And when she left Pueblo, I was in the recruiting stage, and I told her I would never play for her in Pueblo, but I'd really like to play for her at some point. And so when she moved down to Pittsburgh, I was like, why are you moving to Pennsylvania? But when I first came out and visited, it's Pittsburgh, Kansas, and I was like, I have never heard of this tiny little town. But Pittsburgh has become home for me. And so coming out here and being able to play volleyball and continue my career as an athlete has given me so much to my life, and has just brought me to where I am today and in the person I am today. Outside of athletics, outside of anything that I can do with sports, it's just made me a better person.
One more question. As the SAC president, and you understand a little bit more about what we're doing here today with National D2 Day. What can you tell the general public about the good of D2 that a lot of people may be overlooking?
D2 has been absolutely amazing. I actually was just thinking about this the other day, and there's nothing wrong with going D1. There's nothing wrong with going D3. There's nothing wrong with going to JUCO, to NAIA, but there's something about D2, especially in my experience here at Pitt State. I've grown up around athletics. I've grown up around other D2 universities, being from my hometown, but there's something about D2 at Pitt State that is absolutely amazing. D2 gives you that specialized student-athlete experience, but it also gives you time to grow and learn as a person and further your career, not just as an athlete. To be able to gain the experience as a student, we're more than just athletes. We're leaders, we're entrepreneurs, we're businessmen, businesswomen, careers in sports, different things, nurses, first responders, creative arts, so many different things. But adding athlete to the end of it is something that makes it all so much better. Being at D2 gives you an opportunity to not just focus on your sport, but also have a chance to become a better person, to become a better you, that once you leave athletics, once you leave Pitt State, you'll just be a better person in general. And your leadership abilities and your capabilities are so much higher than any other location.
Once a gorilla, always a gorilla.
Once a gorilla, always a gorilla.